and welcome to Leanne's Weekly Weigh-In. I am Leanne, and this week on those Slimming World scales, I lost £1. You knew I was going to say it. There seems to be a trend here. 2020, the year of Leanne, losing £1 every week to get you to that goal of £143. Now, because I thought it's a bit boring, and last week I've talked about the plodding and the journey, and we've had some I've had some comments about, I'd really love to lose at least £1 a week, and I'm really grateful. Don't get me wrong, the plan, it's working. It's just I am a woman of a certain age, and it goes down a lot slower than it did when I was a lot younger, and I'm okay with that. But in total, I have lost £31.5, which is, I think, that deserves a pat on the back. And I've got a non-scale victory this week, because last week I was 12 stone 1.5 pounds, and this week I am 12 stone and £1.5, which means that I am now I am in the healthy range, the very pinnacle top bit of my healthy range for my body mass index. My BMI, I'm in healthy. I started out as obese. I went into overweight, and I am now at the very, very, very top end of the scale, only just by £0.5 pound. But I'm going to claim it. I'm in the healthy range. The lowest part, I think it's about 9 stone 8 for my height. I'm 5'9", so I'm quite tall. But yeah, I'm in the healthy range. Who'd have thought it? And the 143, 10 stone 3, which is what my target is slap bang in the middle of it. So I'm really excited that I'm in the healthy range. One other non-scale victory, talking about healthy ranges and things like that. I don't know if I told you. I know I mentioned that I went to the doctors and I had some blood tests done, and they said that 6 months ago my cholesterol was really quite high, and if I didn't control it, they would have to look at medication to do that. So I don't know whether it's statins or whatever it is. I can't remember. But that was the way it was going for me, which actually really freaked me out. It really freaked me out. And I was quite concerned about this. But fear not. I went back to find out what the results were. And I actually went for the results. I went on my birthday, and the results were clear. And I actually dropped my cholesterol right the way down, past the normal, and into just really in a really great wet place for it to be, not at the pinnacle part, so not the £0.5 pound mark, but really low. So it just goes to show that my diet, which consisted of McDonald's and Uber Eats and all of the other lovely things that actually I don't really miss now, but I don't miss them, but I do know that I think it is definitely, it's definitely that caused it. But it means that I am no longer at risk of stroke or heart attack or any of those things that cholesterol does to you. So high cholesterol does to you. So that's really great. And I'm well on my way. Now, some of you might say, Leanne, you do need to lose weight now, you're in your healthy range. And I do notice that up here and across here is very svelte-like. This is svelte. We know that. I am completely in agreement that my face, it comes in. I get a bit chiseled here. You see these lines here where it just sinks in, and I get that. But what ends up happening is that my body sort of like balances out, and it sort of like puffs out again. And I take collagen, so my skin will boost up its fatty acids in my cheeks and stuff. But it's down here, and I know if you've been following me since the Weight Watchers days, it's my middle. And yeah, I did get the tape measure out. Come on, girls, we all like the tape measure, don't we? We all have a sneak. If the scales aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're not being kind, and let's face it, sometimes we get on them scales and they're not kind, what do? We all go running to Mrs. Tape Measure, and out she comes, and she's usually stuffed in the back of the drawer, or she's in, why is she always in Danish biscuit tins? Because why does anybody else, you open up a Danish biscuit tin thinking, oh, there's going to be a biscuit in there, but there's not. There's usually like cotton and needles, and there's your tape measure. So out they come. I did my measurements. Definitely lost up here, although haven't lost around the bust. I've gone up a bust size, cup size, which is really unusual for me, because I do usually lose it in my bust, but I've actually gone up a cup size. I've never been a C cup now. Too much information, who cares, we're all adults here. And then it's the waist, it's still around 33 and a half, which is still at risk actually of diabetes. So everywhere else it's just that middle bit. I just look like I've gone, just gone swimming with me water, left me watering on, it just that I've got that sort of look about me. Now people might say, oh, you're tall, Leanne, you're this, you're that, the other, but I know it would just be really great just to get that down, and I think that's where it needs to, and where you want it to come off of, it never comes off of, and where you don't. But it has, this time round, it's come off of the most bizarre places. I mean, I have noticed the bingo rings, the Bluto bits have gone, which I'm quite happy about. Do anyone else do it? Or is it just me that's quite self-critical? I think, these bits are gone here, which I'm really quite pleased about. This bit here I'm quite happy about. The chins, they're sort of going. So I've got the waddle coming now. But it's, do you know the places that I've lost around my thighs. I've lost, really noticed it actually. The jeans tend to be getting baggier and baggier, so I'm quite happy around the thighs. The calves are being lost, but the feet, I have gone from having really wide feet to actually having normal feet feet where you can actually buy shoes out of any shoe seller now, rather than having to go on to JD Williams and getting the triple E's. So yeah, my wide fitting shoes are no longer fitting me. So did you think you could lose it in your feet? And should I tell you, the other place I lose it is my fingers. Is anyone else? I had to get really careful because my wedding ring and my engagement ring, they just sometimes if it's cold, and I don't know whether it's because it's cold, they shrink so much that they fall off, so I have to be careful, to be really careful around that. So anyway, that's where, is it just me that does that? If it's not, do tell me in the comments, because I do like to read your comments. That reminds me, I never tell you to like, comment and subscribe and ding-a-ling-ling, ring that bell. I always forget to say that, but please do. And I really want to thank all of those new subscribers that I have. I've had an influx of subscribers, and I don't know if it's the newbies that have come in from Slimming World or some people from some of the other groups. I've started chatting to some of the other YouTubers. In fact, I think we're going to do like a tag very soon. In fact, we might do it this afternoon. Let's see if we can do it this afternoon, shall we? And I've had a shout out from Kate, so thank you, Kate, for definitely doing that for me. That's been really, really nice. It's very, very kind of you for doing it. So you are very welcome if you're new on this channel. I hope you like my little half an hour. I suppose it's almost like a podcast, although it's not really a podcast. I'm not like Apple person where you can just speak and hear me. You can physically see me. Perhaps I've actually got a good face for radio. I never thought about that. Perhaps I have. Perhaps I should be a podcast. Anyway, it's a 30-minute-ish 30-minute magazine programme around Slimming World. So this week, let's get on with it. This week, what are we going to be doing? So I'm going to do the 101 of the Slimming World, and we're going to look at our healthy extras this this week we're going to look at our Healthy Extra A and our Healthy Extra B. And I've got some news from the Slimming World world. But I don't have any magazines this week because although I did buy them, there's a couple of stories in a couple of the magazines. There's a couple of Slimming World stories, people that have done really, really well on the plan. We love that. It really encourages us. And there's a couple of Weight Watchers ones. Like to read the Weight Watchers ones too. I told you, everybody is welcome at this channel. It doesn't matter where whether you're calorie counting, whether you're Weight Watchers, or whether you're Slimming World. Just how it happens, I'm following Slimming World at the moment. But I like to read their stories. I think that's really cool. But there's no coupons. I think there's a coupon for Weight Watchers if you're joining Weight Watchers, but there's no coupons for Slimming World. They probably come out later on, but there's nothing. Although I do think that there's like a 5 friends join up together and it works out cheaper at £5. I don't know. Need to look on one of the websites for that, because I think on the local ones, because if you all join together, you get some kind of discount. But what have we got new this week in the world of Slimming World? Well, we have got these came out last week. I did get one. Did get a box of these. This is the honeycomb. Did put an E on the end of the honeycomb. That's because where I live we put an E on the end of the comb. So that's probably why it's force of habit. Sorry about that, my spelling. But this is the chocolate honeycomb. Doesn't really taste of honeycomb. Didn't taste like a crunchy. Not necessarily unpleasant, but not really that fussed about it either. Mr. Rivet loves it quite weirdly because he hates honeycomb, but he really likes it. But yes, this is it. It comes in a pack of 6. You've seen I've got the box somewhere here as well. But yes, they came out this week. But what have we got next week? So next week we have on the 3rd of February, Slimming World always starts their week on a Sunday. So 3rd of February, the new magazine comes out. This is for February and March. It looks gorgeous. I love a good magazine and I like the Slimming World one. Always buy your Slimming World magazines from your group in the same way as you buy your Weight Watchers magazines in your Weight Watchers group. They work out cheaper than if you were to buy them in W.H. Smith's or any other corner newsagents. So yeah, 3rd of February, new magazine comes out. Go and get your copy. It's £1.95 in group. The other thing, there's a couple of new side dishes products from Iceland and Slimming World in the Slimming World range. The new side dishes are free food, so I am assuming they will be speed. They'll probably come up as free food on the app, but they will be speed. There's a Mediterranean vegetable one. There's a soy chili greens one, and there is a roasting root vegetable one. I don't know how I feel about these actually. I think it's really good that we're getting some speed in. I don't know what the price points are. Actually, I think they should be around £1.50 to £2, £2.50 tops. I don't, but they look like they're a recipe one anyway. So you're getting some flavours in. It's not just frozen vegetables. But I actually think that what they should do, personally, in my humble opinion, not that I like to get political about anything on this channel, however, I think that that this should be in with the actual meals. So I know that the braised steak comes with the root roasting vegetable anyway, but that won't be speed. That'll be free anyway, won't it? But I think that some of these should be married up with some of the meals, because I do think that there is an awful lot of food in one of their Slimming World meals. In fact, I know that I've done it a couple of times. Tracy Mouse does it, and I think that I definitely know that Debbie does it. I think Tracy Mouse does it. But what they do is they'll split the meal and have it over 2, because there's an awful lot, because it does say to you need to put your vegetables in it or your rice or whatever. So I do think that they're missing a bit of a trick there. Who knows? But it's really great to see they've got some vegetables out there, and it's always great to have some new vegetables. And even if it is a bit expensive, it's probably nice to have a look at the recipe on the back, and you can make it yourself. Yeah, go and have a look. I think it's out this week, along with those sweet potato chips, which I'm definitely going to get. Now, last week I told you about the book that was coming with the 12-week countdown. I should be doing my 12-week countdown when I get paid on the 10th. So the 12-week countdown, and I've got some information I'm going to read on the side because it's actually up on the Slimming World website, so I can officially tell you about it. It's the Eat Well, Losing Weight as Easy as ABC with our brand new cookbook, and it's called The Slimming World's Free Food A to Z. And it looks like it, I can't read it. My eyes are really funny today. I don't know if you've noticed, they're quite red. I think I'm having a reaction to some of the skincare I'm using at the moment. It's quite blurry. Anyway, we have got a Slimming World Free Food A to Z, which gives you more than 60 ingredients to a chance to shine. A chance to shine, yeah. Some recipes will introduce you to free foods if you've not heard or tried them before, while others use familiar ingredients to create clever and new meals. And here is a taster. So if you go onto Lifeline online, you can have four of the actual recipes that are in this book free anyway, so you can have a look and try it out now. So if you go on their website, there is on Lifeline, so you have to be a member to get this, I think. There's the 5-spice curry, 5-spice cucumber and chicken stir fry. Sounds quite nice. Baked spaghetti pie. Not sure how I feel about that, but might try it. A keema mata cottage pie. I don't know what that is, but it sounds interesting. And dirty rice. Now I do know what that is because Laura cooked it. She cooked it the other day on the Budget Slimmers, so I do know what a dirty rice is. I like the sound of a dirty rice, don't you? Yeah, so I think that sounds as if it'd be quite good. So when is it coming out and how much is it? So you will receive a free copy when you commit to a 12-week countdown or a 12-week gift voucher. So if somebody gives you a gift voucher for 12 weeks, you can get a free copy of the magazine of the book. And it's between Sunday the 9th of February and Saturday the 22nd of February. So that's when the offer starts. So if you get your countdown in then, and I will be getting it on that Monday on the 10th, then you will get that free book. Keep saying magazine, but it's actually a book. But then it goes on general sale from Monday the 24th of February, priced at €4.95 UK and €7.95 euros. So that's the deal, and I think it's really good. I think that what we're going to be seeing more of in the February meetings is lots of encouragement of cooking out of that book. So as I said, I really like a cookbook, and it gives you nice ideas, and even if it's just to have looking at the pictures and drooling over it, even if you're not going to make it, have a flick through. There should be a sample copy in your meeting. Have a flick through and see what you think. That's it for all news. I don't have any more news for you, but what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the next stage of the 101, and this is, I'm going to get my iPad for the second part of the Slimming World Food Optimising. We went through part 1 last week, which was free food. What did we say that free food was? It was your friend. We said that. But we also said that free food is not a sin, which means that it has filling power and you can fill up on it. And remember that a third of your plate has to be what? Very good. Speed food, which is your fruit and your vegetables. So make sure that happens. And then the second part of the plan is part 2, which is healthy extras. And we're getting up to healthy extras in the book. And it's the blue section. Step 2, measured. That is the key. It is measured. And why do we have them? There are 2 healthy extras. There are healthy extra A's and healthy extra, you guessed it, B's. And the A choices are a choice of foods that provide calcium, which keeps your teeth and bones healthy and supports all round good health. Choose from a long list which include milk, including dairy and non-dairy options, and cheese. And then the Healthy Extra B choices, which you only have one of, two of Healthy Extra A, one of B. B choices bring even more variety of food optimizing, along with fibre, minerals and other nutrients important for a healthy balanced diet. So they include cereals, bread, crisp breads, dried and canned and cooked fruit, which is something I don't think people really know about, even though it says it there, and then nuts and seeds. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, because there is a plethora again in the book, but also on the app, and well, actually not on the app. It's not on the app, it's on the website. If you go to the website, and if you go to My Plan, there's a section when you go onto My Plan, and I think it's the extra easy SP plan. When you go onto that, there you can add your free foods, you can add your healthy extras, you can add a few sins, then you can add journal entries, so like a diary if you want to write some notes, and you can also record your activity for your body magic. But if you go into the add your healthy extras, a list comes up, and I don't know if everybody knows about this, but the list comes up on the website especially, and then on there, if you click in there and on the Healthy Extra, it has a couple of tabs which it says Healthy Extra A and Healthy Extra B. Add your own and add from my favourites. So if you click on the Healthy Extra A button, we'll go there for, and there's a drop down menu, and you can either choose cheese or you can choose milk. And if you click on them in each one, and I'm going to click onto cheese first, it went straight to milk, but I'm going to click onto cheese, and it lists everything that you can eat from a Healthy Extra A on your cheese selection, and again it does it with the milk, and they're all listed on there. And this is where you need to be very, very careful, because I'm not sure whether these will change or not. And I think this is the lesson that I learned, and I learned the hard way, where I thought things were healthy extras and they weren't. They were not on the list. But it was actually the measurements, and I was actually shortchanging myself, and I'll talk about that, because it was Healthy Extra B, it wasn't Healthy Extra A. Can't shortchange myself on a Healthy Extra A because it's cheese, and I does love myself a bit of cheese. I find cheese gorge, love it, love cheese. That's probably why I have a 34-inch waist. Anyway, I digress. So majority of your full fat cheeses are around about the 30 gram mark you can have a day, and then you tend to have more if it's a lighter cheese. So your lighter cheeses are around 40 grams, and if you have your portion controlled cheeses, which I use, the lighter they are, the more you can have. So this here is your mini baby bells, and I scoff these like posting letters, to be quite honest, if I'm really truly honest with you. But if I have the ordinary ones, which these were ordinary ones because that's all they had in Iceland today, and there are two, but if I have the lights, which I usually have, I can have 3 a day. I actually prefer the lights. I tried that today, I wasn't too keen. I did prefer the light version. But one of the things I get really excited about is the Laughing Cow triangle cheeses. If you have the extra lights, you can have 6 of those, and they're always really great as like if you want to use them like a spread instead of butter, and it's like your Healthy Extra as well, so you're getting that in, and I think it's really quite doody actually. But there is a list, so look on the app, and if you go on the app, if you look on your app and you type in what you think to be a Healthy Extra, it would list it, and there's in the box it says it's a HE. You probably already know this. Again, I'm probably teaching you how to suck eggs, but do remember that you have 2 of them, because I don't always have them, and also the list of them, and have a look at what is out there and what is available, because even though it's only on 2 pages in the book, there's a lot of cheeses there. And go through an experiment when you're in the supermarket. Try out your different cheeses, try out your different milks or your different non-dairy options. See what's a healthy extra and how much you can have of it, because it will just add variety to your daily diet. And you know, variety is the spice of life, and it will stop you from getting bored. One of the things is that we're very good at being creatures of habits, and we just grab for what we think we know. And again, complacency can cause damage to your weight loss. So go and have a check out of that, and do check the list, because I like this. Remember, this is on, I don't know if it's on the new app, because I know the app's changed for newcomers. I haven't had it. Newbies have got the new app. I haven't got the new app yet. I don't know when we're getting it, but do look on the website, because the list is great, and it goes on and have a look. Go into the milks as well, because this is where I do get complacent. And I think that this is the danger. This is a real danger, this one. And I'm gonna call it out. How many of you actually measure your milk? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't do it that often, and that can sabotage your weight loss, because if you go over the measurements, then you have to sin it, and of course that's going to. So if you go over, say for instance, this is what I have the red top milk, and I've actually learned to curb it, because I would have milk in my coffee, I would have milk in my tea, and I would have milk on my cereal, and I could go through 1.5 pints, 2 pints of milk a day quite easily. And I think I've now learned to do things differently. So with my cereal, I put hot water on. Now this was a trick that I learned from Debbie. She puts hot water on, then she sticks on like a natural yogurt or something like that, or a Muller Light, and she's selling the Muller Light, but if you have natural yogurt, it's free. But that works just as well. And actually, I don't even do the yogurt. I actually learned to like hot water on my cereal. I have it on my Weetabix, I have it on my All Bran, and I have it on my bran flakes, and it actually tastes alright. And interesting enough, I was talking to Mum about this. My dad, bless him, he used to put hot water on his Weetabix in the morning. He actually preferred it to milk, and I have to say, go down that route too. You were onto something there, Dad. Now, one of the things I do find that it is so important to measure it. I found this last week. I went into TK Maxx because I finally got myself some of those skinny syrups, and they were a game changer. Oh my gosh. Putting a teaspoon of skinny syrup into my black coffee in the morning, chocolate hazelnut. Oh, it's gorge. It's even better than the beanie, and I do like a beanie. So yeah, I was in there getting my skinny syrups, and I saw this, and I think I paid $2.99 for it. I can't get the top off, she says, but it's like a drink thing, and it's got like a shaky thing. I haven't actually used it yet, I must be honest with you. I haven't used it, but what I did like about it was it's got the fluid ounces and it's got the cups there. So if you're American and you got an American recipe, it's got the cup measurements, which I thought was really quite doody. And here's the millilitres over here. So, and what I also liked about this was the fact that it was going up in 50 ml increments. Really loved that. I thought that was a real stroke of luck to find that, because it was the only one. The brand is Super Lime by EMSA, I think that is. I'll put a link down if I can find it on Amazon or somewhere. But I didn't I didn't pay a lot for it, and I thought, oh, that's fine, I'll use that. But when I was really good right at the very beginning, I did get myself one of these. Now, I saw this from Tracy Mouse. She used this. She had a blue, she thinks she's got a blue one, I got a red one. And I really like this, and this is like this is 50 mils in total, but it's all the little mils, and especially when you're doing tea and coffee, if you take milk and tea and coffee, that's a good way of portion controlling your milk. So if you can fill it up here and do that. The other thing you can get, I've seen the budget simmers, they had some really great, like, do you remember when we were at school and we had the little glass bottles of milk that used to get really, really warm in the summer, and I had a note from my mum to say that I didn't like it, so I wouldn't have it because I was allergic to milk, even though I wasn't, I just didn't like warm milk. They had those, and you can get them so they're portion controlled too, and they have like the measurements on them. It's always quite good to just do something to treat yourself. Go on, treat yourself, you want to, but do definitely measure, because if you don't, you will sabotage your weight loss. Or what is it they say? Protect your weight loss by not doing those things. Don't do as Leanne does with your milk. Measure it. So that's your milks, and now here comes your healthy extra Bs. Now, healthy extra Bs, you only have one a day, so choose wisely. But one of the things I decided to not do was go on bread, because I love bread. That is my trigger food, bread. So I just choose not to have it. But most people with the healthy extra Bs, they say fibre intake, and they think it's your fibre intake, but as we've read in the book, it's other nutrients as well, which I think is really important. So there's a whole plethora of different items, and they come under breads and crackers, breakfast cereals, cereal bars, I'm going to talk about those, dried, canned and cooked fruit, another thing that I want to talk about, and fruit, which I was again very shocked at, but there's only one thing here, baked apple and mincemeat. So if you have a baked apple and mincemeat, and it's a 225 gram apple and a level tablespoon of mincemeat. Now, when I was a kid, we used to have baked apples. My mum used to do them, and I loved those. That's a healthy extra B, and you're getting your mincemeat and you're getting your apple. So I didn't even know that was a healthy extra B, and I think that's one of the things that we just sit in there and we forget that there is so many other things, just your cereals. Because look, we have got the dried fruits. So you've got dried apple. I love myself some dried apple. You've got your canned fruits as well. But I think that the canned fruits must be they're not in syrup. I don't think they should be in syrup. But there's also some here that are speed as well. So they're talking about the pureed fruits and cooked fruits as well. So pureed apricots and pureed blackberries and blackcurrants. All of those are measured, and they are your healthy extra B. I had no idea. Goji berries, gooseberries, pears in juice, canned. Yeah, see, I think, they are juice, not syrup. Pears pureed, plums cooked and pureed, prunes. I love myself some prunes. That's only 8 prunes. Now, that must be prunes as in, is that dried or is that canned? See, this is where there's some really good things. See, I'm learning as I'm going, and there's things here that I had no idea. So canned and cooked fruit, go and have a look. The other thing, nuts and seeds, the almonds, whole flaked almonds, Brazil nuts, cashew nuts, only 15. That's probably perhaps why we don't do it, because they're only small amounts. But do you know what? It's something you can mix up. So if you wanted to do, I don't know, if you wanted to add them on a salad, say you were doing like a Waldorf salad, you could add it in there, couldn't you? You could put your blue cheese in there. You could put your walnuts in a salad in the summer with some nice cos lettuce, and then perhaps some grapes, and then you've got yourself a nice Waldorf salad. and it's not hitting the sin bank because you're actually using it part of your healthy extras. That's a good one. The other one they've got here, obviously, our breads and our crackers, we know. Let's have a look. Let's go and have a look at what they've got on the breads and crackers. They've got all your ordinary, all your breads there. And then you've got your crisp breads and your oat breads. So your scan brands. Do like myself a bit of scan brand. Yeah, 5 slices they are. So I'm all right with this. I can do this. The healthy extra B, it's the healthy extra A's I'm a bit lazy with and complacent with. But the now this is the bit that I'm really concerned about, is the cereal bars. Now I'm not one for really moaning and complaining, but I do have umbrage. She says that my healthy extra B, I think this, if you're looking at the fibre intake alone, the fibre intake of this is huge. Scan brand, 5 of those, it's massive. And let's face it, the scan brand challenge is going to help move a lot of things in your body, and it's going to make you feel fuller. I also think that things like all bran, which is what I have, or actually don't, I have a high fibre brand because it's cheaper, but it's the same blimmin' thing, let's be honest. All of these are high fibre, and I think that's really great. I actually have porridge oats as well, but I also have a bit of ready break. Ready break I use when I'm on the go, and it's really early in the morning, and I don't want to send the put the blender on if I want to make pancakes or something, so I use this. Not actually a fan as much as I prefer doing the oats. I would prefer oats to that. So I think all of those sorts of things are higher and better for you, in my personal humble opinion. Of course, I am not a nutritionist, so I don't know. I'm just like layman's terms, like all of us. But then to turn around and say that 2 of these, not 2 packets before you go raising the biscuit barrel, but 2 bars, or 2 of these hi-fi bars, this size, let's be honest, I can't see how you're getting the same amount of fibre as you are in things like I've just shown you. And I think that these are great if you're just having a snack, but don't be that girl who goes out and just says, I'm having my healthy extra B and I'm having this every day. I don't think that's, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you. If you want to do it, but every day, really, I mean, it's, and actually these can be triggers, so you can end up eating the whole. I've had these in the house for ages. I got these from Mr. Rivet because they were Jaffa Cake ones, but they are, the Alpine Light bars are too. They're like your high fibre bars. I think they're really good for 3 sins. I am all for having that as part of a healthy, balanced diet. But to say that the cereal bars are a healthy extra B, I would prefer, look at what we were just talking about with the fruits. You know, a baked apple, that's amazing. No. Anyway, that is what you are supposed to be having for your healthy extra A and your healthy extra B. Healthy extra A's are 2 options, healthy extra B's are 1. Knock yourself out with it. There's a list. Go and try it out, guys. Don't stick to the same old. Have a look. You might surprise yourself. There might be something on there that you thought you liked and you missed. One of the things I will say, I just looked up the cereals, and I thought for a long time that for all bran especially, that was 40 grams. It turned out it was 50 grams. And the reason I noticed that, somebody in one of the videos was doing, I'm having my 50 grams of all bran. I was like, you can't have 50 grams of all bran for a healthy extra B. I looked it up and you could. So do check the measurements, because in the same way as you are, you can overindulge in them, you can undersell yourself, and that also has an effect on your weight loss as well. Because I think that if you do that, it actually, it actually stops your. I don't know why. I don't think it becomes a healthy extra B. I'm sure, because one of the things that I did have was what was it? Did I bring them up? No, I didn't bring them up. was the Oats So Simple. And that was a rookie mistake I did. I thought Oats So Simple was going to be a Healthy Extra B, and it wasn't. It was the Oats So Simple Big Bowl, which was the Healthy Extra B. So do be careful, because you need to protect your weight loss, as they do say in group. So that is it for this week. Next week I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'm going to do it based on what we've learnt of the 3 steps, because next week we're going to sin it. So we'll do the sins next week, and we'll do this, and then we'll do a giveaway, which will be like a little competition. Anyway, I'm going to go now, because I am actually feeling a little bit under the weather, and I think it's my eyes. I don't know if you've noticed, but my eyes are a little bit bloodshot today. I think I'm allergic to I've got some new sunscreen, and I think that's upsetting my eyes. I'm going to go now. Have a great week, and I will see less of you next week.